The school teachers were in the middle of a meeting when they suddenly noticed a man wearing a short-sleeved shirt in the midst of a heavy snowstorm. He was walking very calmly across the playground toward the office. As soon as the man's face became clearly visible, the teachers immediately went on high alert. The principal fled to his office, the dean hid under a table, and the other teachers, having nowhere to run, picked up flower pots to prepare for a fight. Yi-chan, a newly arrived teacher at the school, had no idea who this man was or why her colleagues were so terrified of him, but she wasn't in the right state of mind to pay attention to others. To her colleagues, she herself was quite an oddity. Yi-chan used to be a top teacher at a prestigious school in Seoul, but after suffering a traumatic event, she had lost hope in life. To escape the shadows of her past, she had voluntarily transferred to this remote area as an ethics teacher. Since arriving, Yi-chan has always worn black clothes, never smiles, doesn't socialize with colleagues, and speaks only when absolutely necessary. Her colleagues gossip about her behind her back. Yi-chan occasionally overhears them and recalls her former self, when she was as lively as a little son. Wherever she went, she used to be the center of attention, making everyone laugh with her words. But now, she feels no need to explain to anyone why she has become this way, nor does she wish to open the closed doors of her heart. She simply wants to live a solitary, quiet, and peaceful life here. But who knew that her longed-for peace would soon be shattered by that man? The man who put the entire faculty on edge is none other than the uncle of Han Gaol, the school's most handsome and top student. Han Gaol has no parents and was raised by his uncle. He was selected to receive the Best Child Award, but the dean believes that given Han Gaol's circumstances, he does not deserve it. Han Gaol's uncle, Jae-gui, heard this news from others and rushed to the school to advocate for his nephew. To the teachers, Jae-gui is a walking disaster. Seeing him approach in short sleeves through the storm with a furious expression, everyone tried to hide wherever they could. Those who couldn't escape nervously prepared to resist. Jae-gui possesses superhuman strength. With just a light push on the door, the latch broke off. A teacher standing near the door trembled in fear and dropped a flower pot. Jae-gui stepped over the broken shards, entered the office, and demanded to know where the dean was. Realizing they couldn't handle this threat, the female teachers banged on the principal's door, urging him to come out. To defuse the situation, the principal ordered Yi-chan to make coffee. However, instead of being pleased, Jae-gui retorted that making female teachers serve coffee is a bad social custom that should be abolished. As soon as he finished speaking, he looked at Yi-chan standing beside him. After staring at her for a long time, he uttered 2 words, "beautiful." Thinking Jae-gui might harass Yi-chan, the principal suggested they go outside for a smoke. This only angered Jae-gui, who slammed his fist onto the table. He scolded the principal, saying that smoking sets a bad example for the students. Then, Jae-gui got to the main point, the award. He stated that even though Han Gaol has no parents, he keeps track of everything concerning him and is far more responsible than many negligent parents. He declared that if Han Gaol isn't worthy of this award, then no one else in the school is. Standing nearby, Yi-chan observed Jae-gui's attire and behavior, wondering who this man really was, walking around in sub-zero temperatures yet not showing even a single goosebump. With a dragon tattoo on his arm, he was likely a gangster or a thug. But when she heard Jae-gui accurately recounting every detail of Han Gaol's upbringing, she thought that perhaps he was an intelligent thug. After saying his piece, Jae-gui bowed deeply to the teachers and marched out. The dean, emerging from under the table, immediately started cursing Jae-gui, calling him a fool. As Han Gaol's ethics teacher, Yi-chan remarked that the man didn't seem like Han Gaol's uncle, suspecting there was no blood relation between them. She asked what Jae-gui actually did for a living. Her colleagues were shocked to hear Yi-chan speak so many words at once for the first time. After digesting this change in her, everyone began telling her various stories about Jae-gui. One said Jae-gui was a major loan shark with many henchmen, and that grass doesn't even grow where he steps. The dean shared his own experience. Once, at a tea shop, Jae-gui flipped a table and smashed everything simply because the tea wasn't good. Others claimed that during a hiking trip, Jae-gui was seen digging at the foot of the mountain in the middle of the night, possibly burying a body. Another mentioned that while walking home drunk, he saw Jae-gui lifting a car over his head. While everyone was busy with these discussions, Hangul received word that his uncle was causing trouble at the school and ran to the office in fear. Seeing him, the dean immediately started scolding him about Jaegui destroying school property. It was exactly for this reason that Hangul hadn't told his uncle about the award. While cleaning up the broken flower pot, Yi-chun told Hangul that running away doesn't solve problems. It only increases the danger. It is better to face things with courage. On her way home after work, Yi-chun saw a message from her father, which completely ruined her mood. Back at her rented apartment, she tried to unlock the door, but it wouldn't budge. In frustration, she threw the key. After calming down a bit, she was on her way to the landlord to get a duplicate key when she suddenly saw Jaegui emerging from the darkness, holding something that looked like a knife. Remembering the terrifying stories told by the teachers, Yi-chun ran in fear, and Jaegui began chasing after her. Yi-chun pulled out her phone to call the police, but just then she felt something sharp poke her, and she dropped her phone. She begged Jaegui for her life, saying she didn't want to be murdered on a deserted street. Jaegui stopped poking her and held up the object in his hand. It was actually a roasted chicken skewer. Yi-chun remarked that having tattoos and chasing someone in the middle of the night was enough to terrify anyone. Jaegui pulled off the tattoo sleeve from his arm, explaining that it was just a gift from a gas station. Hearing about the problem with Yi-chun's door, Jaegui offered to help. He took a few steps back, ran, jumped over the wall, and opened the door from the inside. Yi-chun didn't remember that she had met Jaegui before. The last time, when she was very drunk, Jaegui had helped her. Back then, Yi-chun had called Jaegui beautiful. Seeing her again, Jaegui was annoyed that she didn't recognize him, so he had decided to teach her a little lesson. After the midterm exams, parent-teacher meetings began, requiring teachers to speak with parents one-on-one. Yi-chun trembled with fear at the thought of meeting Jaegui. Her colleagues advised her not to be afraid and to meet him beforehand to settle things. Encouraged by everyone, Yi-chun called Jaegui and scheduled a meeting for the following Monday. To help her handle Jaegui, a colleague took Yi-chun to a short-tempered restaurant owner to learn how to curse. When she couldn't do it, they took her to a beauty salon to give her a makeover instead. She was styled to look like a very experienced and strict teacher, which made Yi-chun feel quite uncomfortable. On Monday, she ditched her black clothes for a light-colored skirt, deciding she would win Jaegui over with politeness and logic. When Jaegui arrived, she stood up to welcome him. Jaegui had brought a huge plant as compensation for the flower pot he had broken earlier. After sitting down, Jaegui moved the table between them aside and sat very close to Yi-chun. Hiding her fear, Yi-chun began to discuss Hangul. She mentioned that while Hangul has excellent grades, he doesn't want to attend university, which is strange. Jaegui casually replied that Hangul would figure out his own life. Then he asked how Hangul treats his friends and if he respects his teachers. Suddenly, he asked for Yi-chun's name. Unable to take it anymore, Yi-chun suddenly screamed. Realizing her mistake, she lowered her head and went to show Jaegui the report card. But Jaegui leaned in very close to her. The distance between them vanished, their eyes met, and the atmosphere suddenly turned romantic. The episode ends here. For the next episode, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.